Hello, this is Archie Dunlop, bringing you Talking Astrology with Archie on Sunday, February 26, 2012. Today, in Britain, a brand new newspaper gets launched, The Sun on Sunday. Now, the launch of this newspaper is rather controversial. If you've been following the news in Britain, you'll know that one of the stories that has been dominating the headlines has been the phone hacking scandal, where journalists have been hacking into the voicemail of celebrities and others. And one newspaper that got really caught up in this scandal was the News of the World, which was owned by News International. Things got so bad that the News of the World, which was a Sunday publication, got closed down. Now, everyone was thinking, what's going to replace the News of the World? Now, News International had a daily publication called The Sun, which is Britain's best-selling daily newspaper, and everyone kind of knew that in the end, The Sun would have a Sunday version to replace the News of the World. And here it is, today, The Sun on Sunday gets launched. So, a lot of people are asking, is the launch going to be successful? Now, I don't know for sure, one way or the other, whether or not it's going to work. I suppose a lot of money is going to be thrown at it. A lot of advertising, a lot of marketing, a lot of price cutting, and logically it's got a pretty good chance of being successful. However, from an astrological point of view, things aren't so rosy. There is a type of astrology called electional astrology, where you look at the horoscope for the birth of a new venture. Remembering, it's not just people that have birth charts. It's also marriages, for example. You can look at the time at which a couple get married. It can be a business venture. You look at the time, perhaps, where a company gets incorporated, and that is the chart of the company. Or indeed, it can be a newspaper, and you look at the launch. Now, very early on Sunday morning, today, the Sun on Sunday was launched, and we just have to look at what the planets are doing. Now, the moon is moving to a stressful aspect of Saturn. Now, the moon in a horoscope is very important. It represents action. It represents the public. It represents the way things are moving. And because Saturn is quite a difficult influence, it can bring things to a standstill, I think the moon moving to an aspect of Saturn could be bad news. It's possible that fairly soon after the Sun on Sunday gets published, maybe weeks after, there is some kind of brick wall. Something doesn't quite work as it should work. At the same time, the planet Mars is going retrograde. It's going backwards from the Earth's perspective. And Mars is the planet of aggression. In many respects, the launch of the Sun on Sunday is an aggressive action. Rupert Murdoch, who's a Pisces, who is the proprietor of the Sun and the Sun on Sunday, is taking the initiative. In many respects, he's going to war against the newspapers, rivals and detractors. And when you're going to war, the planet Mars should be in a good condition. It should not be going backwards. And launching the Sun on Sunday, such a controversial move, really should, in my opinion, have been postponed, because Mars really does have to be in a good position for best results. If I had been advising Rupert Murdoch on the best time to launch the Sun on Sunday, I think I would have gone for late April or early May, when Mars would be going forward and it would be certainly in a lot better position than it is now. However, what's done is done, and the success of the Sun on Sunday depends on a number of factors, not just astrology. But just looking at the astrological angle, I'm not optimistic. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next week.